What's going on, everybody? My name's Tim Williams. We're here to break down today's 12-game MLB DraftKings slate. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I've been breaking down these MLB slates pretty much daily over on DraftKings. So if you love baseball, you love DFS, make sure to subscribe. Don't miss out on any content going forward. And let's just get started here. So first game we have is the Brewers taking on the Phillies, 8 over under. Phillies favorited at home. You have Lauer taking on Nola. Lauer, not a bad pitcher, not somebody I would necessarily want to roster in DFS. And then Nola at 10-4, definitely have some interest in there. The Brewers, as you can see, 27th in average, 26th in on base percentage. They do have some power there. They also do strike out a ton. If I'm going anywhere on the Brewers side, I think it would have to be Yelich here at 4.4K. I know he's fresh off the injury reserve, but that's a fairly cheap price for him. He's 8 for 20 against Nola in his career with a home run. And then on the other side for the Phillies, without Harper, I just don't have a ton of interest. Guys are kind of priced up. I think they're just a little bit banged up right now, so no interest. Next, we have the Braves taking on the Nationals, 8.5 over under. We might see some rain in this game. Braves favorited. You have Yanoa going against Ross here. I think two very good real life pitchers. Yanoa, I think, can potentially be in play here. I think the matchup's kind of tough for him. Nationals 5th in average, 8th in on base percentage. They're a little banged up as well, but there's definitely some potential here for that lineup to churn some runs here. Turner, I do have interest in at 4.9K. That is very cheap. And then on the Braves side, very much in on them. Ross is also a decent pitcher, but you have to consider that a lot of these guys will be in play. Braves are second in home runs, 13th in average, 6th in on base percentage. Acuna, 6K, Freeman at 5.7, Ozuna, a little pricey, 5.4, but he's been hitting very well. Albies at 5K, Swanson at 4.1 for some savings. He's 3 for 10 with a home run against Ross, although that is a small sample size. Next, you have the Astros and the Yankees. 9 over under here. Yankees favorited in this one. There's some bad weather here. Maybe they'll get off to a slow start as far as the time of game, but Greinke taking on German here. No interest really in the pitching here. Greinke a little too expensive, tough matchup. German just a little too inconsistent, taking on also another very good team. Hitters on the Astro side, Alvarez at 4.7K seems a little bit too cheap. And then Tucker at 3.1 is very, very cheap if you're looking to save some salary and look for some power upside here. And then on the Yankees side, Stan at 5.1's fine. Odor at 3.9, actually kind of like the savings there. Hicks at 3.1 as well. I just don't think I'm going to get a ton of bats in this one with the pitching. Next, we have the Tigers and the Red Sox. Red Sox 9 over under favorites here at home. It's a pretty crappy day here in Boston, but rain should hold off by the time the game starts here. Fulmer taking on Pivetta. No interest in Fulmer here. Pivetta at 7,900, I think is definitely in play against the Tigers team who's 3rd in strikeouts, dead last in average and on base percentage. Pivetta at home, he's got the talent. He potentially could walk some guys here, but I love the matchup. And then on the Red Sox side, 1st in average, 4th in on base percentage. A lot to love here. Devers at 5.5, Martinez at 5.8, Bogarts at 5.3. Love all three of those guys. And then Verdugo at 4.5 to save some salary here. The matchup's almost too good, so we'll see what the ownership is, but definitely interested in the Red Sox. Next, we have the Dodgers Cubs. This is going to be the second half of a doubleheader. No over under here just yet. Bauer taking on Alzolay. Bauer at 10.7. I think he's definitely in play. Could get that close game, bonus for you. And Alzolay at 7,600. He's not a bad pitcher. Therefore, being a short game, I just don't have interest in the bats here. I think both the pitching options are pretty decent. I would probably only roster Bauer in this case. But yeah, fading the bats in this one for sure. Next, we have the Rangers and the Twins. 8 over under here. Twins at home, favorited. Gibson taking on Happ. This is another one of those instances where the pitching is, the real life pitching is actually pretty decent. I don't think either team is just going to rack up the runs here. Lower kind of implied total here. So just no really interest in the bats here. Maybe one of these pitchers, preferably Gibson as your SP2 is definitely in play just to get contrarian. He's been actually pretty solid so far. but it is a tough matchup. Next, we have the Mets taking on the Cardinals. Mets favorited here, 6.5 over under. Mets going through some changes here. They fired their hitting coach last night, so we'll see how that plays out. But the only real interest I have in this matchup is DeGrom here at 11,100. I think that's a solid play. There might be some rain in this one as well. That could maybe help out DeGrom here. Cardinals, a little bit of a tougher matchup for him, but I think he should have no problem here. And then on the other side, Oviedo, not too interested, but it does seem like anytime any pitcher's going against DeGrom, he actually does pretty well, or they do well. So no interest in the bats here. Next, we have the Indians taking on the Royals. 9 over under here. Royals favorited. You got Hentages, if that's how you say it, I don't know, at 5,800 and Minor at 7,100. Not really interested in either pitcher here. Minor maybe, but he's been kind of inconsistent so far this year. Indians not really a great team. Not really interested in any of the bats. And then on the Royals side, this might actually be my favorite stack tonight. They've been very well. They've been hitting very well, 12th in average, 18th in on base percentage. I think they're kind of sneaky. They don't strike out a ton. I know the 22nd in home runs, but I really like him in the spot here. The starting pitcher, isn't going to go very long. It's going to be kind of a bullpen game. The Indians kind of stink. So Merrifield, 5,200, Sal Perez at 5K. Soler at 3.4, Santana at 5.2, Dozier 3.3. I think it all kind of balances out. Love the Royals in the spot. You can even get to Benintendi. I think he's at 3K. So love the Royals. Next, you have the Rays and the Angels, 8.5 over under. No clear favorites here. You have McClanahan at 7K going against Cobb at 7,600. Not really interested in any of the pitching here. McClanahan taking his second start of the year. He actually looked pretty good in his first start, but he's facing a tough matchup here. Angels are just crushing the ball. Second in average, third in home runs, ninth in on base percentage. They don't strike out that much. So no interest in the Rays pitching. Angels not really interested in Cobb either. Bats wise, the Rays they did it last night. I don't know if they can do it again back to back. Meadows at 3.7K, Lau at 3.43. Adames has some sneaky value at 2.6K. He had a massive game yesterday, but I think I might just stay away from the Rays one and just have that hunch. And then on the Angels side, they're all just kind of priced up. The only real guy I have interest in is Upton at 3.4K because he's so cheap. Next, you have the Blue Jays and the A's here, 8.5 over under. Oakland favorited. You have K going against Irvin. Not interested in K whatsoever. Irvin at 7,400, decent real life pitcher here. So I think it's just tougher to get to the Blue Jays bats. They're also really priced up, really expensive. So I don't really see the optimal lineup really having a Blue Jays stack or many Blue Jays players in it at all. And then on the Oakland side, they've been just hitting the ball very well. Not for average as much, but crushing the home runs. They're getting on base. So Laureano at 5.6, a little pricey. Canna 5K, Olsen 4.5, Chapman 4.8, love it. Murphy, I think that'll be a sneaky catcher play at 4.5K. Definitely interested there. Next, we have the Pirates, Padres, no over under here yet. Keller taking on Weathers, no interest in pitching in this one for sure. Weathers coming off some weird injury, so I just don't know how long he's going to go in this one. Pirates are kind of priced up, don't like the matchup, don't like the ballpark. And then on the Padres side, Tatis, Machado, Grisham, Myers, I think kind of everybody's somewhat in play here. I think they're just going to be kind of popular. So I might just stay away in GPPs. But last but not least, we have the Orioles taking on the Mariners, 8.5 over under. Lopez going against Dunn. No interest in the pitching here. This is one of those garbage games where it could just kind of get out of hand. So definitely have some interest in the bats. Both teams are just not good and they strike out a lot. So, I mean, really, it could just go either way. Maybe I'll take some shots on some one-offs here. I love Mullins at 4.1K. His price actually went down and he crushed yesterday. Galvis, I think, is a sneaky play at 3.3K. I don't think you have to risk a lot there. No one's going to own him. He actually hits very decent against right-handed pitching. And then Mountcastle, 3.1K for value as well. Just kind of slowly but surely hitting the ball. One of these games he's going to break out. So Mariners on that side, I'm just looking for value there too. So Haniger at 3.9 and Lewis at 3.4. That kind of does it. So that's pretty much about it. My name's Tim Williams. Thank you for watching. If you like MLB DFS, you're in the right spot. Subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button. Comment below. So who are some of your favorite pitchers and hitters today? So that's it. Take it easy. Good luck and have a good one.